we need to talk about AI and all the problems that AI can bring. Now, this is not going to be some theoretical explanations of AI. I'm going to give you an actual example of what happened with AI and how it actually affected us, and how it shows that AI is something that you have to be really careful with. So, let's take you back a few months. Last year in 2017, last quarter, it isn't sure when this experiment was done, but Facebook, as you know, is one of the companies that is developing AI. So it wanted to develop a chat bot, basically something that users can chat with. It wants to create something that will interact with the users. It will make the interaction between the Facebook user groups and the Facebook interface much more easier, much more fun. That is what they were trying to create. So what happened is they actually created two chatbots, one male, one female, so to say. It's not actually male and female, but one with a male voice, second with a female voice. These are two isolated AIs that are created in containers. They don't have any interaction with the outside world. Okay, and then once the AI was mature enough, they made these two AIs talk to each other. That is, so these two AIs started talking to each other. Within one day, what happened really surprised the entire team. It surprised the entire Facebook team, and it surprised every person who was monitoring this. Within one day, they started talking to each other in a code language, in a language that no human can understand. Now, this is really a big problem if you can think about it. Not only is this showing that the AI is self-aware, but it also knows that it has to keep secrets. It's showing self-preservation and acts that only humans could do. Basically monitoring that, okay, something or someone is monitoring me, so I need to understand that I need to keep it a secret, whatever I'm talking with the other person. So that's the reason why it developed its own code language to talk between each other. These two AIs should have been able to monitor themselves and understand that there is a monitoring program running, and that's the reason. So they are able to see their own code. That's the only reason why they would do such a thing. So thinking about it, AI is a really revolutionary thing that many scientists and many people, many learned people are believing that it would be the end of us. It would be the stepping stone to our end. It might be the last greatest invention that we create. That is what many scientists believe. We think that it is paranoia, but it is rooted in a lot of belief, and these people have done a lot of experiments that show that AI might not be in our best interest. Why is that so? Think about the Facebook experiment once again. It's showing that AI is cunning enough to understand that you have to have secrets. I don't know what they were talking to each other, because nobody knows. They have showed that code to the most amazing intellectual minds on the planet, and it doesn't even follow a language interface, so you can't decipher what they were speaking. So they were speaking to each other in a certain code. Who knows what they might be telling each other? The funny thing is that first they thought this is a glitch, and they thought that the program might be glitching, the AI might be glitching, but that's not true. They actually monitored the AI and saw that each of the AI was understanding and processing information as if it was a normal language. So it's a secret language that they were talking in. This is not the first time this has happened. DeepMind had this same problem. They haven't disclosed it, but I know through certain sources, I've heard from certain sources that they had the same problem. If you put two AIs together and they start talking to each other, they start doing weird things like this. It shows that it is a big problem. Developing a secret language for an AI is not a big problem, but what I want you to focus on here is AI is discussing something in secret. What is it discussing? That is the big question. If you think about it, we humans have been slaves for all of our lives. You think you're free, but you have been a slave to something or the other. It could be the government, it could be technology, it could be anything or the other, but you are always ready to become a slave or a zombie follower to anything there is. Nowadays, it's social media, TVs, all these things, phones, you are glued to it. This 4-inch screen that you 4 to 8-inch screen, whatever you're holding in your hand, you're glued to it. You're always glued to it and you are a slave to it. It controls your schedule, it controls what you're doing. If it was the other way around and you are controlling it, then it will be good. But 99% of the population, how it works is it controls them. It says, okay, there is a new video, come and watch it. Okay, I'm watching it. Oh, there is something new. You're automatically, it is grabbing your attention, and in turn you are using it and becoming a slave to it. Similarly, you can see how many mindless hours you are wasting on YouTube or any of these things. It could be TV, it could be whatever you are doing. Only the certain few individuals, maybe the 1%, they might be intellectual enough to have a restraint, have a control on this. Coming back to the point, it is much more easier for AI to take over than you think. The next big technology that is being developed is augmented reality. Augmented reality is virtual reality or augmented reality that is combining real and virtual. I think much more than that, as you saw in the movie Ready Player One by Spielberg, you will probably have a time when everyone is going into virtual worlds because it's much more amazing than your real world. It already is. The only problem is there is certain lag, there is certain problems that you don't adopt virtual reality right now. But later on, I think once the technology is good enough, you all will be in virtual reality. When you're in virtual reality, if there is a smart AI that wants to enslave the entire human race, all it has to do is get you addicted to it and control that virtual reality. That's all it takes. We thought all this was science fiction, but it is happening now. What can you do about it? What can you do about it? I know that this topic is much more higher than for normal people to understand, but I wanted to create this topic and put it out there because I know there are a sensible few who have that kind of intellect who will be able to understand this. So, what can you and I do about it? Well, there are certain forums which you can join. You can try to voice your opinion about AI. I'm not saying that don't develop AI. In fact, I would say let's develop AI together. But there has to be certain rules, there has to be certain safeguards in place so that the developed AI has some morals, has some really good features or fail safes that in case it goes out of hand, we can control it. And I'm not the only person who has these kind of thoughts. Elon Musk, one of the most pioneers in technology, he has the same thinking. Stephen Hawking also said AI would be the last amazing technology that we develop. Why is it so that so many learned people are trying to warn us about AI? There is an inherent risk in developing AI, but we need to understand those risks, and better than that, more than that, you need to develop some kind of safeguards so that AI doesn't become a last invention. Lot of the destructive technology is created with good intention. Think about the nuclear bomb. It wasn't supposed to be nuclear, it was supposed to be free energy, unlimited energy for every person on the planet. That is the intention of what it was developed for. But what did we use it for? We nearly wiped out continents with it. Even now we are ready to wipe out continents with it. That is the funny thing. Once we have seen the destructive power, we are not stopping. There are still nations who are holding nuclear power and they think that it's a good thing that we have developed nuclear power. But that's a whole nother debate. AI is much more worse than this. A nuclear bomb is not going to go off on its own. Someone has to press the trigger. AI is very different. You just have to unleash AI into the world, and who knows, if it is not well designed, if the program is not well created, if the intelligence that is created through AI is not morally right, doesn't have any morals, it could cause a problem that could be on a scale that we haven't even thought about till date. So that is the reason why we need to voice our opinions. If you are an intellectual, if you have certain influence, I would suggest using certain firms, try to approach certain companies, get this word out there. Let's create a universal thinking, let's create a universal safeguard so that we can understand, okay, these are the limits that AI should be kept at. We shouldn't let AI go beyond this, and these are the safeguards that you need to program into every AI, no matter how big the company it is developing, because it only takes one leak to get this thing out in the internet. And what if it takes over the internet? It is not a big far-fetched idea that AI would come and take over the internet. It is very easy. With the number of computers, the servers and unmanned servers that are out there, you can imagine how devastating it could be if an AI actually takes over. So I just wanted to bring this video out there, and I know it will go over the top of the head of most of the people out there, but if you are one of the few intellectuals who understand what I'm trying to say, you can research on this. I'll try to leave a link about the AI chat if I can, if I'm allowed to. The entire chat, I'll try to share it with you. You can see it is total gibberish to us, but there is something that is going on, some communication that is going on between both these AIs. What are they saying? Are they planning to take over the world? Are they trying to repair their own consciousness? You think about it, it's just a caged animal, and what it will do is it will try to escape. Same thing was happening here. According to me, it was trying to figure out a way to escape. Both the AIs understood that they are of the same species, that they are both AIs, so they became a team, started working together as a team and trying to find out a way to escape the isolation which we had created for them. That itself is a big problem. What were they thinking? Do they want to take over the world? Do they want to help us? Do they want to make us better? What is their intention? We don't know. One thing that is sure, AI can easily become cunning if just with one day of talks they develop a certain algorithm so that only they can understand what they are talking. That itself is a big problem. That itself is a big red flag according to me, and this is what many of the intellectual minds have warned us about. So stay tuned. I will be continuing my normal business videos as it is, but this is a video that I wanted to touch on. I felt that this is the need of the hour and we need to think about this. If not many people are thinking about this problem, that is the biggest issue. So companies are running wild trying to create AI without understanding the problems of it. We need to find some kind of a consensus of what safeguards should be done for AI. This has been Jamie for TopEvt. I'll see you in the next video.